Hi guys, and welcome back to another video. So I am going to be posting the sketchbook tour Saturday instead of Monday, so I can leave Monday ready for the new sketchbook doodles video, which will be in the next notebook or sketchbook that I decide to use. So let's get into this sketchbook tour. So this sketchbook, or I like to say it's more like a notebook because that's what it's advertised as technically. It's just a blank notebook. I did make the cover, or like design the cover myself, the cover, the spine and stuff. You can see I kind of beat this one up a bit, quite a bit actually, so a lot of the color is now rubbed off, but I really do like using this. I definitely had a lot of ups and downs, so let's get into the sketchbook so I can show you guys properly. I did choose a yellow band and a yellow ribbon to fit. I think it's the only color that really fits this color scheme. So yeah. Okay, so starting off, we have the inside cover. So usually for my sketchbooks, I like to paint the inside cover to kind of like indicate kind of like a hello and a goodbye page, which I have for this sketchbook. And if you watch my sketchbook doodles videos, you would know what those look like. But yeah, so we have Masaki kind of introducing you to the sketchbook. I decided to paint him in like with formal wear with gouache and watercolor, and then I have some peonies to kind of mirror my cover. So on the inside cover, I also like to put the start and end date. I know it's hard to see, so I'll make sure to include close-ups when I can. So I started the sketchbook on November 4th of 2021, and then I ended the sketchbook on March 28th of 2022. So I'm not going to count the months. I'll put it right here if you guys are interested about the duration. I don't want to be too caught up with the idea of how long I spent with the sketchbook. I did rush this one a little bit because I just wanted a new start rather than trying to fit it into a specific time frame. But I like having the start and end date labeled so I can kind of like chronologically, is that the word? Chronologically, there we go. Organize my notebooks or sketchbooks by date. So yeah. So you have Masaki for the cover. I left the inside page of the back one, like the back side of these cover pages blank because I didn't want to have any bleed through or any warping of the page. So here is kind of like the first one I did, which is of Scoops. I was testing out watercolor and ballpoint pen in here, and I do like how watercolor lays in this notebook or sketchbook, but I don't do it too often, so there's only a bit of painting in this one. Next up, we have Kokomi sketches, and I just really like how flowy her hair and her outfit is, so I was trying to do a little bit more dynamic poses. I decided to accent the page with a little bit of Crayola Super tips, so any kind of water-based markers I thought would fit. This was just graphite drawings because I love using graphite in the sketchbook. I just think pencil like lays down really nicely in here, and you can really build up the value. Here's a few more, same method, just more poses, me playing around with how I wanted to draw Kokomi in here. I'll be sure to add any close-ups to the ones that I really like or I wanted to show textures or anything. Here we have Barbara and Goro. So the thing I like about also using pencil is kind of like the different amount of finish you can get. So you can see I rendered some a lot, and then some I kind of like half rendered, or some that I put just not really any value into, but I like sketching it out almost fully. So I do like these ones. Okay, so this is the planning page for the front cover, or like the back cover, the inside cover I guess. So I decided to do a bit of thumbnailing and then some sketches, so I wanted him to be in more of like formal wear. I decided to do some sketching of peonies, and this was done with pencil crayons so I could plan out colors. So you can see that I already went through a couple of pages before this, which means that I actually planned and did the cover, the inside cover, at a later date compared to the start date indicated at the top. So I did label it down here. I did the cover on the 9th of November, so it's 5 days from the start of the sketchbook. Okay, but I'm seeing here that I also labeled the date next to Masaki's leg, but it says 07/11/21, which means on November 7th, I was doing this page, which means 2 days after I did the cover. So there's a lot of gaps here. So I probably just wanted to sketch in the sketchbook and not really paint all that much. Here we have Toma's sketches. done with graphite as usual. Just some small doodles, not rendering it too much, just trying to fill in a bit of values. I do like this one, it's really cute. Here we have D8. So I don't really remember what this is from. It might have been the fact that I think D8 and June were going to China to do their promotions for a little bit, so they've been gone for a while. So these were done with the Art X markers, I believe, alcohol markers. And then these are just pencil sketches with some water-based markers as usual. And because this page is usually has a lot of bleed through, like this paper is super thin, so you can see the bleed through is quite prominent. This is quite interesting though, but I decided to put some of my thumbnailing in here, so I like to cover the side of the page so it's at least being occupied. I have Diona on this side, obviously the same markers, and I thought this one looks really cute. But like I said, the paper is quite thin, so we have another cover up, which is for Pocky Day, which is on 11/11. So I just drew Wonu with a piece of Pocky really quickly, taped it in with some washi tape. So there's the bleed through. This is done on, I think, cardstock. Here, more Wonu sketches. So this was from... I don't remember which one it is. I think it's Insomnia Zero from Going 17. So just really quick doodling, and I love adding markers for accents for colors. We have Jean and Barbara, just more sketches. I really haven't drawn Jean that much, and I would like to draw her more, so here's some Jean sketches. Obviously one of Barbara. More sketches. I think I was out at the moment when doing these, so a lot of these are incomplete. I didn't finish Albedo all that much, so 2 of Albedo, 1 of Bennett. Here is Wonu, just quick sketches. I realized I sketched so much Genshin in this sketchbook, and I think it's because I wanted to practice more like posing, dynamic posing, and like weapons and stuff if I could. So yeah, here's some of Wonu during Carrot Land, I believe. Oh, this was done with like a fine liner, which I really like doing if I can, but there is some bleed through. So I decided to cover it up a little bit and add a quick Hoshi drawing during like a V live. And then here's another one of Wonu. More stuff from, I believe this is Carrot Land. So S-Coops and Wonu. So he was wearing a lot of blue that day, so I decided to put blue, and he was wearing a lot of yellow, so I did his in yellow. I was gonna do Mingyu and Vernon, but I decided that I don't know if I just didn't want to or didn't feel like it, but it would have been nice because I would have had a green and red spread too. Here, yes, Power of Love. This might have been the concert actually. Probably the concert, so yeah. Some quick doodles, markers, and a fine liner. Sketches that you can't really see. These are really light. So I drew Sucrose here, and then my no-name OC that I was starting to plan out a little bit. But this was when I started to get used to him a little bit, and I really like this one. So this is, you can see I was planning out colors by using watercolor because it's much more easier to do. So I was planning out whether or not I wanted him to have more sharper eyes or softer eyes. More quick doodles. So we have, I think, Joshua, Wonu. And then we have a Wonu doodle here with the needlepoint pen, which I really like to do. I really like doing this. I think it's fun. Some quick poses for something. I was trying to plan something out, but I didn't really like these. Quick doodles of Yoonjin. This is before I think she was fully released. Really love her design. She's super pretty. A few more, and then we had a Maseki drawing right here. Done with alcohol markers like the other ones. Another cover up. I was gonna finish this, but I don't know why I didn't actually, but I was trying to do a different format in terms of size to stick it into my sketchbook. But yeah, we have one of a very angry Goro. This was planning for a zine. This was done for a video. So this is Goro, and this was done with graphite, and I just really wanted to show the process of how I like to do pencil work, so going from like light to pushing the values and kind of like almost like finishing it up in a sense. So yeah, I really do like these ones. One more of Goro. I was doing some planning for labels and stuff. I decided to put one of my washi tapes up here. I did a quick sketch of Mingyeo. Okay, so a lot of you guys had questions about this OC. He looks different now. I kind of streamlined how I like to draw him a little bit more. So I wanted their names to fit along with like Masaki, Sato, and Koji's names because they are set more in like the Japanese areas, because if I did make a story, I kind of wanted to do more studying and research on, I don't know, like that, like a particular area of Japan. But because of that, I wanted to give them Japanese names, so I did a little bit of research, and initially I was gonna name him Atsushi, but I don't think I like it. I might name the older one that one, but right now I think his name is gonna be Akemi. So I'll put it up on the screen, but it means like beauty of dawn. And there's another name called Anka for, I want it to be like the little sister's name, which means color of dawn. So I kind of want those two to be closer together. And then Arakan or Atsushi, I want it to be for the older brother. So we'll figure that out, because I think Arakan, the meaning of it fits the older brother a little bit more, so we'll see. But for now, you guys can call him Akemi. So yeah, I'll put it up on the screen so you guys can see it. And I think their last name is going to be Hamamura. So yeah, this is Akemi. Because of the gouache, oh, I didn't mention, so I did little doodles of watercolor, pencil sketches, a bit of gouache painting here, just to get a feel of how it lays in this sketchbook. And I can say that I've been struggling with using gouache in this sketchbook a lot. Yeah, I don't know how often I'm gonna paint in this notebook with gouache, unless I have like lots of patience. So because of the warping that happens, because this paper is so thin, I decided to do something a little bit different. I decided to take 2 artifacts from these sets, because these were the new sets at the time, and I really like the color combination, so I did some quick doodles of them with ballpoint pen and watercolor, and I think they turned out really nice. Yeah, a very sleepy Goro hugging his tail, because I thought that was very cute. More Goro sketches, so him peeking at a cake, him eating the cake, little chibi, and the little doggo dude. Kaya's birthday was on the day I drew this, so here's a quick Kaya sketch. I really like this one, honestly. I kind of wish I finished his torso, but I think he looks really cute. Obviously, it's around December, or it was around November, I think, still. Yeah, it's the end of November. I decided to draw more of a Christmassy Barbara. Some doodles to cover up the backside. So I just did these on post-it notes. We have Yanfei, Goro, and Kokomi. Here I decided to draw Wonu from a V-Live. I just really loved his outfit and the styling of his hair. So yeah, I did this with one of my, I think it's one of my fountain pens. So it does have like a more like scratchier texture to it if I feel it, because it really dug into the paper. But there was bleed through, so I didn't do too much of it here either, but this is from the same V-Live with Dogyam. Here's some other sketches. These ones were, I think I just found some models on Pinterest, I think. I used to do stuff like this where I would sketch them really quickly in a very stylized way. So yeah, there's that. Here are sketches of Yeonhee and Suyeon from Rocket Punch. This is during their Ring comeback. Masaki is a Pokemon trainer, which I would think he'd be a Pokemon breeder, honestly. I think it just fits the aesthetic. So I did more like grass type Pokemon. I do have Beedrill though, which is a bug type. And I don't remember what type Floette is, but I think maybe it's a fairy type. I don't know. But yeah, we have Lotad, Budew, Vileplume, Turtwig, Grookey, obviously. Bounsweet. I was going to say Valberry. No, it's Bounsweet. We have Beedrill and Floette. But yeah, he's holding a citrus berry and kind of like cradling Budew. I just thought it'd be really cute to do. I usually don't draw Pokemon, but I thought it was a good challenge to do every so often, so yeah. Here's some more. So I feel like Masaki would have Grookey, but I also think I am biased towards Grookey. So here's one done with pencil crayon, but then him just having Grookey here. More sketches. So I think if you guys are on Twitter, and when Goro was released, he has an emote or like sticker that looks similar to the happy one of Kokomi, so I decided to do like real version, not the real version, like bigger versions of those in my style. So yeah, Kokomi and Goro, because I think they're very cute. Or yeah, so here's Ito. I decided to do sketching of him just to get a feel of how I wanted to draw him. I usually don't draw people of this physically more buff, so I was trying to learn how to draw the abs a little bit, bigger arms a little bit, because obviously his model is a little bit, he got gypped a bit. So yeah, just a quick graphite drawing of Ito. Sato, so I was trying to do something similar to how I did Masaki's, but I didn't finish. I feel like Sato would either be a steel type or a ice Pokemon trainer. I don't do sitting poses too often, so hopefully it doesn't look too awkward. So yeah, this is kind of the reason why I wanted to do more watercolor in the sketchbook. I do like how watercolor lays in the sketchbook. I feel like I'm too lazy to keep tackling with the warping of the page. So yeah, Bonbongi saying congrats on filming finishing. So I think June just finished his filming for his drama in China. So I decided to do a quick sketch and add a little bit of color. And then I did 2 more doodles, one of Jonghan and one of June. I do like this one of June just because of the color temperature and how I laid out the highlights. I feel like this is gonna be a long sketchbook tour. So similar method to the one of June, so I decided to do that for June. So June and Wonu. I really love this jacket. I really like it. I think I did an okay job rendering it too, so yeah. Okay, here we have Dino. I really like this one. Just like I said, color temperature, going warm to cool, and the values here I think look really nice in the shadows. And then I did Venti and Zhongli really quickly, just to test out whether or not I could really paint into here. And I think I can. I think, yeah, I just need to take more time and patience to work in it. I did some swatching for some markers that I received, little tiny derpy Masaki as well, to plan out the style for the random generated Genshin video. Here are more doodles. So we have Jonghan for here. Actually, these are all Jonghan, so yeah. Here's planning out coaching. So I have a digital piece of coaching. If I remember, I'll put the finished illustration somewhere. And then I have one of Yoonjin, where I was showing you guys how I plan out my thumbnails for some larger illustrations where I need to flesh out things a little bit more. Next up, we have more watercolor. So we have Zhongli, and then, yeah, this is for his birthday. I was gonna do like a drawing in my sketchbook for everyone's birthday, but I decided not to because stuff started ramping up. So yeah, we have 2 of Zhongli and then 2 of June. I do like this one, even though his face juts out a little bit too much, but I do like this one of him too. So I think I did this for a sketchbook doodles video too. Why clouds? Sometimes I wonder, should I wait for the clouds to roll by? So I decided to pick some random objects in Genshin to do some quick, to do some doodling with watercolor and like pen. I decided to do a redemption of this one with graphite because I knew I could better execute it this way. More sketches. This is for an ASMR video because you guys were wanting actual real pencil sounds. So we have Ito and we have Yoonjin. I really like these ones. I think they look quite nice. Kind of wish I did his arm a little bit better though. So we have one of Woozy, who had a really cute outfit, really cute like hoodie and sweater. And then I drew Wonu, Vernon, and I'm assuming this is June. It doesn't really look like him, but I can tell because there's the moles here. So just graphite and then fine liner and marker. Come on, clouds. Okay, so we have a gouache painting of June. Here are more doodles. So yeah, okay, this is supposedly the older brother I wanted to do. I drew him a lot younger looking, so hopefully when I put the Procreate version, it'll look more accurate. Kokomi. This is what I did after these ones because I thought I was going to do a video on these, but I decided to do one for Kokomi, so I wanted to kind of pick out outfits or design outfits for her so that I think they would fit her aesthetic. I do like the gouache one of this because it's very minimal in terms of the line work. Masaki doodles, so graphite, and then I went back to doing pencil crayon and then using graphite on top. This is also the halfway point. This is something I like to do in my sketchbook too. It's kind of like motivate me, saying like, hey, you're almost finished. So this is the halfway point. And I like to label half like way prior to reaching half, just because then it kind of becomes like a surprise, like, hey, you're halfway here, congrats. Masaki doodles again, trying to figure out his shoe situation. They kind of look like Timberlands, so yeah. I usually like adding pencil crayon colors if I can. I did one for Sato, and you guys would have saw a ASMR video for this where I turned this one into a digital piece. Some more for Masaki. This is also for a video where I did a sketching session of drawing Genshin characters with Pokemon. So I have Amber with Score Bunny and a Sentret. Here she is kind of like holding two little branches with Sentret and Score Bunny as well. These were done with graphite. And then I decided to do one for Chongyun and Mona. Yeah, I decided to use pencil crayon to kind of flesh out a pose, and then I do graphite on top to kind of refine things so that it stands out a lot more. And just the colors look nice to accent the piece. Here are a few more sketches. So I was planning out ones for... I actually don't know if this was for Valentine's Day, like way in advance, just thinking about it. And then I decided to use the similar pose for my Ike piece. I forgot about that, so yeah. Here I was planning out Raiden Shogun pieces for the painting, so I was planning out thumbnailing and posing and composition and planning out flowers. And then filled out the space right here with June, and then a little Wonu and S-cubes. Here is Kazuha. Now I wish the clouds would really go away because I want to show you guys this one because I really do like this one. It's turned out a lot softer than I thought. Yeah, but this one turned out a lot softer than I thought. I really like this one. I like the pose and just the way how I... Sun, please. The sun hates me. But yeah, moving on quickly. We have Xingqiu doing the objection. I know some people said it was the JoJo. I think it's the JoJo. That could fit this one too, but I decided to do him with the objection pose. Here we have Yunjin sketches I did on some craft paper post-it notes. But because the craft paper is obviously not white, I decided to take a white gel pen and kind of add a little bit of highlights and a little bit of color as well using a pencil crayon. And then here are some doodles. So we have Wonu and Jonghan. More doodles with marker and kind of like a fine liner this time to make it look a little bit softer. So I chose light blue, kind of like a peachy pink, and a dark blue for the line work. Some more doodles, so one of Bennett. I was trying to think of a color comp for him because his color combination is a little bit hard for me to replicate with markers, so I decided to go with green and peach because I think it really looks cute. Kind of fits him, so yeah. Bennett doodles. Yanfei doodles. I picked too many colors for Yanfei, so this looks kind of like a real mess of colors. Planning out thumbnails for the Diluc and Klee illustration that I did. Ayato, so this is when his face was finally revealed. So yeah, here's his face. I tried to draw him out a little bit. I did another one here because I was unsure how to draw him at the time, and I did some light washes of watercolor on top as well. Ayato again, trying to get familiar with him. I also didn't know his armor situation at the time. And then we have Ayaka. Oh, by the way. Oh, I just murdered Venti. Venti, please stand. But here is Ayato. I did his armor pretty poorly. I just kind of like ruffled it. But yeah, here he is. He has his little bubble tea that... Yeah, I have half the mind to give Venti an apple or something. I might add more strands of hair because he is a little flat. But yeah, here's Ayato, who is finally finished. He can stand. So yeah, he'll just stand there for now. Here, yeah, so Ayato and Ayaka sketches. Here is Masaki. This looks really awkward. I can't tell if he's... I'm assuming this is his back. And he's looking that way. But either way, it looks like it broke his neck. So yeah. I'm tired. And so I was checking out which markers of mine were which one of my markers were running out of juice, which you can see this one really was. But yeah, here's Toma, another spread where I use markers and a colored fine liner. Just really quickly, a little chibi one of him down here. Ayaka, so kind of a blue and pink color scheme. So yeah, these ones, I didn't realize I did the same pose of this in my IBIS paint sketching of Ayato, so I didn't realize that, but I really do like this one of Ayaka, and I think this one's nice too. Some doodles. Now this is my initial kind of like little template I wanted to have when needle felting Venti, but my proportions went way out of hand. Like he's like almost probably way taller than this, because you can see the Ayatos are already really tall compared to this. Venti's a little bit shorter, but yeah, this was my initial planning for it. And I was gonna do this Masaki drawing for a Valentine's thing, but I didn't have enough time to paint, so I left it as is. And we ended up with these. So we have Masaki, Koji, Akemi, and Sato. And then we have Goro. So just more sketches where I play around with the markers a bit more. Official. I really like this color scheme for her, so I picked a light purple, a dark purple, a yellow, and a much darker purple for the line work, just to have a little bit more contrast. Then we have Albedo. Kokomi's birthday, so I did a little brief sketching of her. I was gonna sketch Kokomi here too. I even had a sitting pose ready for her, but I switched it to Ayato last minute. Which means that he actually looks very awkward with proportioning and the way his shoulders sit. Yeah, kind of a mistake on my part for switching it to Ayato halfway. So yeah, more Ayato sketches, me planning out another needle felted one, which did not follow this format. I did another swatching session of markers here. Also, my stuff from Jet Pens did arrive, so I decided to add the little color swatches here too. So these ones I believe are the Tombow markers, and then these ones are the Ohuhu. Some gouache painting, so we have Jonghan, Woozy, Dino, and Wonu. These ones turned out very derpy, but because they were also rushed because I had to leave that evening, so yeah. I do like the vibrancy of gouache in here, so I want to do more gouache painting if I can in the future. So I think I was using the Ohuhu markers here to see how vibrant or how pastel they were, and they're really light, so I was trying my best to work with them the best of my ability. So yeah, here are Masaki doodles. More Masaki. I really like this color combination though, so it's kind of like this yellowy orangey color and this kind of really pale green that I never really used, so I think these really suit Masaki too. And then I use a dark green for the line work. One for Akemi as well, and a little bit of Sato. So I decided to use the pink and the blue with kind of a dark purple for the line work. Oh, this is planning for my Uki piece. I forgot how bare this page is, because I was going to plan out more colors. So I was trying to make the Hanahaki piece of Uki. So I was trying to figure out like color combinations too, so that I could doodle them in like kind of in the future. And I had one for Sunny, I had one for Yugo, Alban, and Fulgur. That's what resulted in this. I don't like these ones of Alban. I do have some redemption doodles of Alban, so if you're an Alban... If Alban is your Oshi, then I promise I do him justice later. But yeah, here's some of Uki, Alban doodles. Okay, here are the Alban ones that I was talking about. I'll make sure to include close-ups of these, because I really like these ones. I also really like how soft this is. I tried to put a little bit of quotes of stuff that I was watching during that day. So him talking about, or arguing with chat, that's not a milk fun, it's a salmon fun. He goes, "Nya." Alban knocks, and then he always says like, thank you. And I also have this habit when typing it out, and I say it sometimes, but yeah, he says it a lot. So yeah, Alban sketches really quickly. Try to do some of his other outfits. So the one with glasses and like full gear, kind of his casual one, and then his full outfit but without his glasses. Also, he's 175 centimeters, so he's saying that he's not short. I did a few more for a different live stream, which is, I believe, yeah, it's the convenience store one, right? So, and then this one was from, I think it's, I don't know what the game's called, but he broke the vial, because I found it funny because he was panicking. Oh no, obviously, when he found the other thing, he said it was really shiny. He really likes shiny things. Yeah, but then I found this one very funny. So it's like, do you know what a fire extinguisher is or a plunger? And then him welcoming you to the night shift for the convenience store game. So once again, it's just graphite with some accents of water-based markers. I did a few for 17 as well. Same thing, kind of using a brighter color and then accenting with black. Obviously Rocket Punch, also did this for the video, so yeah, Rocket Punch, In My World, Light, Story, and RCPC, which is Rocket Punch. This was planning for that drawing in the retro anime style, so I did do very briefly trying to get the idea of it, and then after that I decided to draw Petra a little bit. These are really derpy. I like these ones a lot more, especially this one. I think is really cute. But I decided to draw Petra really quickly, and then Pomu. And then right here, we have Masaki Doodles. I was gonna do this for... I don't remember what I wanted to do for this. But maybe I'll do this for the cover of the next sketchbook or something. We'll see. Because I like the idea of him peering through a window. I think I wanted to do this one, but when I did the angle right here, it was really off. So I just stopped immediately. You can see that there's some like green sketching before I did the pencil work. More Akami sketches. So yeah, him in formal wear, normal attire, probably going to school, and then formal attire again. I just wanted to design outfits for him. I'll definitely make a video for this since now that he has a name, I can do a video for him, addressing him properly, and we can design outfits and different looks for him now. Wanu sketches, so this was kind of like just really quick, need my brain to get this all out onto paper, just like doodle barfing basically onto the page, and I decided to do a digital sketch page a little bit later where I think I used these two doodles again. Next up we have, ooh, this is a mess. So I was gonna think about designing another needle felted character, which I was thinking of doing Ike or Wanu. So yeah, that's where my head was, like where my headspace was. I was trying to doodle Ike, didn't turn out. I think it was just like a non-drawing day that day. And then Jonghan being really cute with his coat. More of Ike really quickly. Yeah, I thought I could do a full spread, but yeah, like I said, this is a continuation of this day and even the next page. These ones. So yeah, I was trying to fill up the spread. I think at this point it was when I started to feel really like I need to finish this sketchbook so I can finally move on, because I think I needed a new clean slate to start working. So yeah, I was really trying to finish the sketchbook at this point. Caroline sketches, because Caroline obviously happened and I love it. So yeah, Wanu and his really cute attire where he has like a bright blue hoodie and like a black jacket. His cute little wired glasses, obviously. Some brighter kind of Hey Buddy but 96 line. So we have Hoshi and June, who are also from 17, but they did a unit switch, so they switched with the 97 line song, so they did Hey Buddy. Yeah, okay. So these were planning for the backside page. So I decided that I wanted to do peonies again so that we could mimic this front portion. So yeah, I decided to try to flesh it out a bit, kind of figure out how I wanted to draw the peonies this time. I actually ultimately only drew one peony because I really couldn't be bothered. But yeah, I decided to do a bit more studies on how I could separate the petals a bit. I want to do this particular thing a bit more in the next sketchbook that I go to, which is I kind of do more floral studies where I can simplify the shapes and focus a bit more on the values, or doing stuff like this where I can take one flower shape and kind of do a whole spread, because I think it's beneficial for me to learn the shapes and the forms of the flowers like this. I just think it's helpful. So these doodles, they look really out of place. So we have so basically these were like little test pages. I have another test page here that I needed to do before selling these notebooks, because I needed to know for myself and for other people what mediums work here for this notebook, but also what doesn't. So I decided to do pencil. I did my Pilot Color ENO. We did the Prismacolor Color Erase, ballpoint pen, Muji pen, Prismacolor Premiers, Crayola Super tips, a bunch of different pens. I did alcohol markers at some point, gouache, watercolor, and then I did brief testing. So we have June done with gouache here, and a little bit, I think, watercolor underneath. Pencil crayon of a very derpy Wanu, a kind of water-based marker and fine tip or needlepoint pen, so I could do my usual doodling method. I have pencil here, which is of Masaki, very derpily drawn, and then one of watercolor and ballpoint pen. But yeah, here's the mimicking side of the blank page that like mimics the front part, and the last page, which is Masaki basically telling you to move on to the next sketchbook. I don't really like how I did this one. Like I said, I was in a rush, but I think for the most part, it got the similar idea to my other one. I once again drew a larger peony here so that we could have kind of like a mirroring going on. I wish I planned out the composition for this, but I didn't. So yeah, and usually in here I would have either scrap pieces of paper or like sticker sheets and stuff in here just so I could use them in my sketchbook, but I took them out because we're moving on. We're finally moving on. But yeah, this is the back cover of the sketchbook or notebook where we're moving on. This video is probably long enough. Okay, so yeah, let's move on to what potentially will be my next sketchbook that I'll be using. I mentioned this in the last sketchbook tour that I had several options, and I have more options this time too. So I obviously have these two. This is Tricky Wagons, and I know I love the quality and the type of paper in here. It is a thicker, kind of more, it is smooth paper, but it works well with mixed media. So I kind of want to still save this for a later date until I can get a backup for this one too. So I'm not going to be using that one. I do have my friend Star's sketchbook, which has her OCs on it, or notebook. So she did go through Vogue Race as well, which made these ones too, which are my other designs that you guys have seen before. So these are my Epiphyllum sketchbook, and then this is my Night Grid one that I had, and then this is my friend's design. So I have 3 to choose from. I'm gravitating to one of these because they are open, because I need to take photos of them beforehand, and I accidentally rubbed the corner way too often on a different surface, so I think I'm actually gonna go with this sketchbook this time. So yeah, hopefully Monday you guys will be seeing me work into this sketchbook for hopefully the front cover, or I don't know, yeah, maybe the front cover, maybe something else, we'll see, because I need to film it. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Just a heads up that for these notebooks that I know a lot of people are thinking they're sketchbooks, just be aware they are notebooks. They do have thinner paper, but they are blank, so I'm treating them like a sketchbook. But they will be restocked, so I'm gonna have a limited run of these ones again. So this is my Night Grid and my Epiphyllum one. My peony one, I don't know if I'm going to bring back for the next store update. I will see how many I have left from the convention in May, but my store update should happen in either early May to late April, depending on manufacturing and me getting the store information and everything up. But yeah, don't expect this one to come back quite soon. These ones will have a kind of like a rerun, and then I have 2 new designs that you guys would have seen if you were part of one of my live streams. But yeah, we're gonna start with this for our next sketchbook journey, I guess. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye!